I'm Andre White, publisher of the Georgia Sentinel newspaper. We're here to interview David Robinson of the David Brand Agency and his role in Atlanta's entertainment industry. We're here at the J&J Bourbon Bar in historic Virginia Highland. You have a very interesting story.
Thank you. I like to think I do.
Yeah. And we know that with all the people that you've represented in such a short period of time and being in the business,
yes,
that's got to be a wonderment to a lot of people, and maybe even you. How does this happen?
You know, it truly starts off with God's timing. I'm really believing in divine timing. So I think taking every opportunity in every meeting and being able to see, you know, what else can I build from this connection?
Right.
And keeping every single person that you meet as viewing them as an arsenal in your tool belt and saying, how will I be able to, I don't necessarily need to use it right now, but there will come a day where I can pull from this tool belt. And the more tools you're able to use in different situations, it makes you more valuable. Now, your company is called the David Brand.
Yes. How did you come up with that name, and what does it say about what you do?
Absolutely. So the David Brand, you know, I started out with my very first client. I was her branding manager. Because I think we talked about before.
You gonna tell me who it is?
my first, yeah, I can talk about
Go
my
ahead.
first client. My first client was Drea Kelly.
Okay.
She was on the television show Hollywood Exes.
That's
she was
right.
on there on VH1 for, I want to say 2 seasons, maybe 3. She's the ex-wife of R&B superstar R. Kelly.
All right.
So she was my first client, and you know, I didn't take on the title of publicist yet, just because part of the things of being the value of a publicist, I remember when I was representing her, I had another publicist that reached out to me and said, "Hey David, can you create a press release and send it out for me?" I got really confused because I thought you were a publicist.
Right.
Why are you asking me to do a publicist? A press release.
Right.
She was like, "Well, I mean, I just want to be able to send it out." I'm like, "Well, part of the job of a publicist is creating press releases and having people to send it to."
That's right.
So that moment really defined that there's a lot of people wearing that title that don't always fit the bill. So with Drea, I was her branding manager, just managing everything about her brand. We had the conversation and talked about, you know, what is most important to her. So dance was important to her. Domestic violence was important to her. Domestic violence has always been a part of her brand from Jumpstart, and then even what you'll see in interviews with her, she talks about the first example of domestic violence.
So you're not gonna give us the dirt.
You're not gonna.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
You're not gonna get that from me, and especially in PR.
That's right.
We're good at know how to dodge a bullet.
That's right.
But you know, she talks about, you know, the first example is her grandfather. So we aligned with different domestic violence organizations. She was also got several different domestic violence awards, and we grew that brand, and then we also grew part of her dancing brand as well. So I was just taking anything that has to do with the brand and say, what are your passions? Now let's create a product from your passion.
So you've had an opportunity with the David brand to represent and fill in some of the needs of your clients in some instances before they knew they needed, maybe?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's a lot of times that, you know, I tend to stick just into the entertainments and celebrities, but there's a lot of times that are celebrities that they have this name, but then they don't know how to quantify that name. Mm-hmm. How do I make money off of this name that I create? Absolutely. They've got the paycheck from maybe a television show that they were on, or a paycheck that they've got from different music projects, but what else is there? Mm-hmm. And so now it's about saying, like, how can we further build this brand? Mm-hmm. And that is where we kind of created the actual slogan name of the David brand, creating the what. Right. So what is it that we're going to say is the product that we can then quantify and make money off of and continue to build?
Now, you're originally from Michigan.
I am.
You've been in the Atlanta area for how long?
4 years.
How long did you know you wanted to do this?
It's interesting. It's something that I've always dreamed about since I was a little kid. You know, even I was having a conversation with my dad last week, and I had another client in the car, and my dad was telling me how that it's something that he has always seen in me for many, many years. But there's no way two people I would have been able to connect the dots that it would have been possible. You know, there's always different dreams. There's always people with different passions. But to be in Michigan, where's there a red carpet? Where is there, where are the blogs? Where are the outlets other than your normal news sectors, your local news? But there isn't anything in that entertainment area. So to see fast forward that I would be in the space that I am now, it's mind blowing.
Well, how did you settle on Atlanta though? Why didn't you go to New York or LA or Miami?
Great question. The first time I came down to Atlanta was when I was 16 years old with my mom. Me, my mom, and my brother, we came down for MegaFest.
Okay.
And we came down for the first MegaFest.
Y'all church people.
Yeah, absolutely. We came down for MegaFest, and I loved the city. Of course it was incredibly crowded. Especially we were staying right at the host hotel. But I remember it's funny. I remember we were walking down Peachtree, and I remember turning to my mom and saying, "Mom, even the homeless people are friendly." Because they were. They truly were. And, I love seeing that. I love seeing Black excellence. I love the fact that, you're walking down Peachtree, you're seeing people that look like me driving cars I never would have imagined. Driving BMWs or Mercedes. And then you're hearing about them in mayor positions, in city council. You're seeing them VPs of companies and directors of operations. In some of the largest brands we know of. And it just, to me, Atlanta spoke to possibility, saying that no matter what I look like, if I work hard, I can get where I want to be. And it's interesting to see that was the thing that attracted me, and that has actually come true. Right.
So you saw something. You had a dream. You had a vision. But then you saw something that really solidified it for you.
Absolutely.
So you made the move to Atlanta. And you got started in this industry how?
It's a good friend of mine. He's very, very prominent in the industry, and he's been working in the PR industry for 10 plus years. And we're actually about close to the same age. He's 1 year older than me. But he invited me out to the first couple events. I remember the first red carpet I went to was, what was it? That Steve Harvey movie, Think Like a Man 2. And it was the second one. And I worked the red carpet premiere, and I was on the carpet, and I remember I was walking down a talent, but then I'm seeing people walking right past me, like Terrence J and Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart, like I helped him take a picture, and then Lala walked behind me, and I was like, this is cool.
And everybody's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Because in Atlanta, celebrities don't tend to act like they act in LA or Miami in particular.
Absolutely.
They get real extra when they're in those other spaces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the pressure of LA.
Okay.
And I've been to LA several times, but LA, if you're saying you're a celebrity in LA, it's a different caliber. It's a completely different caliber. It's a different expectation. In Atlanta, you can still be yourself. You can be a celebrity, but still go to Walmart. And put a hat on, go to Walmart, go to Kroger. You can still pick your kids up from school, or another client. I think she was with her kids today, just reading story time to the whole preschool. Absolutely. So there's that normalcy that's here in Atlanta, and one of the things that I was talking to another media outlet that a lot of celebrities have intrigue here because the paparazzi haven't taken over.
Right.
The paparazzi.
Stay tuned for our second segment with David Robinson and the David Brand.